Jonah was a really very ordinary guy who was very much surprised when up in the sky the voice of the Lord boomed out of the cloud, extraordinarily clear and extraordinarily loud.
Jonah, I got a job for you, something extraordinary for you to do. There's a town across the sea, I've seen the cinema, so please take a message to the town of Nineveh. 40 more dinners for the city of sinners, to change its ways or its contents for Nineveh.
Jonah heard what God wanted, Jonah agreed, but Jonah was a yellow-bellied, cowardly weed. He found himself a boat and he got himself afloat, but he was feeling kinda nervous with a lump in his throat, hoping to escape the Lord's detection, cause the boat was bound for Tarshish, the wrong direction.
If you're heading the wrong way or your boat's run aground, the Lord gives you a second chance to turn your life around.
The sea was like a pond, only bigger of course, but 2 days later it was bucking like a horse. The crew were deafened by the howling of the gales, and the timbers were shivered from the keel to the sails. The ship was thrown about like a cork on the deep, but in Jonah's heart fear began to creep. Now being a fully paid up a landlubber, he started to wail and he started to blubber. This is all my fault for running away from the Lord. If you want to save yourselves, then throw me overboard. The waves crashed over, the ship began to sink, so the crew picked Jonah up and threw him in the drink.
If you're heading the wrong way or your boat's run aground, the Lord gives you a second chance to turn your life around.
The waves died down, the storm clouds cleared, and quietly bubbling, Jonah disappeared. The crew gave thanks, the ship sailed on. The ordinary bloke from Joppa was gone, which would have been the end of this fishy tale if the Lord hadn't sent along a great big whale. It swallowed him down, gulp, the mighty fish swam with Jonah inside, away from Tarshish. Jonah sloshed about in the cavernous bow. Help, 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 came his echoing howl.
If you're heading the wrong way or your boat's run aground, the Lord gives you a second chance to turn your life around.
After 3 long days and 3 long nights came a heave and a hoe and a blinding light. Jonah found himself face down in the sand, spewed up by the fish in an unknown land. Jonah watched the disappearing dorsal fin of her. He was lying on the beach on the way to Nineveh. Then God's voice struck him like a harpooner.
You must do as you're told, now you're out of that tuna.
If you're heading the wrong way or your boat's run aground, the Lord gives you a second chance to turn your life around.
He knew the city wasn't pretty and it was full of bad folk. A wave of fear crashed across our ordinary bloke, but he picked himself up and he brushed himself down, shook the sand from his sandals and he went into town.
If you're heading the wrong way or your boat's run aground, the Lord gives you a second chance to turn your life around.
He stood right up in the noise and din of her and preached in the market in the city of Nineveh.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen!
Stop doing evil, stop doing wrong, start worshipping the Lord. You haven't got long, because in 40 days' time, he wipes out this town if he doesn't see your conduct turned around. The crowd stood still, everyone silent. Jonah was convinced they were about to turn violent, but gradually a whisper rippled through the crowd, and one by one the people shouted out loud, "We totally agree with what you're talking about. You're absolutely right, though you smell like a trout." And with that they threw off their silks and sashes and prayed and repented in sackcloth and ashes. So if you get it wrong, don't make a song and dance. The Lord gave Jonah a second chance, and Jonah was changed from a quivering Quaker to a changer of the world. Yeah, a groundbreaker. Jonah was changed from a quivering Quaker to a changer of the world. Yeah, a real groundbreaker.